In the world of aviation, there's an old saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. But if you want to go anywhere, from a 2,000-foot grass strip in the mountains to a 10,000-foot international runway, there's only one aircraft that has mastered the art of the impossible middle ground. It has been called the Suburban of the skies. It's the aircraft of choice for the Royal Flying Doctor Service, the U.S. Air Force Special Operations, and thousands of self-made entrepreneurs. It is the Pilatus PC-12. For decades, the single-engine turboprop was a concept met with skepticism. Critics asked, is it safe? Is it fast enough? Can one engine really do the work of two? Pilatus didn't just answer those questions. They built a multi-billion-dollar empire by proving the critics wrong. Today, we are conducting a 360-degree mastery guide on the Swiss masterpiece. We will explore its secretive origins in Stans, Switzerland, dissect the legendary Pratt & Whitney PT-6 heart that beats inside it, and look at the brutal reality of its operating costs. From the $2 million legacy models to the $7.5 million NGX, this is everything you need to know about the Pilatus PC-12. To understand the PC-12, you must understand the company that built it. Pilatus Aircraft was founded in 1939, initially to perform maintenance for the Swiss Air Force. Because Switzerland is a nation of mountains, every aircraft Pilatus designed had to possess mountain DNA, extraordinary climb rates, short field capability, and rugged reliability. In the late 1980s, Pilatus saw a gap in the market. There were small, fast turboprops like the TBM and large, expensive twin-engine workhorses like the Beechcraft King Air. There was nothing that combined the massive cabin of a King Air with the efficiency and simplicity of a single engine. Announced at the NBAA convention in 1989, the PC-12 was a clean-sheet design. This wasn't a modified piston plane. It was built from the ground up to be the most versatile pressurized single-engine turbine on Earth. When the first prototype flew in May 1991, the aviation world took notice. But it wasn't an easy road. The wings had to be redesigned with winglets to ensure it met performance guarantees. It finally received its Swiss and FAA certification in 1994, and the rest is history. Today, over 2,000 units have been delivered. It has logged over 10 million flight hours. It isn't just a plane, it's a global infrastructure. It serves as an air ambulance in the Australian outback, a surveillance platform for the U.S. military, the U-28A Draco, and the ultimate family SUV for the wealthy. But why do people choose it? It comes down to a philosophy Pilatus calls the Pilatus class. It's a commitment to precision engineering where nothing is wasted. Every rivet, every line of code in the avionics, and every square inch of the cabin is optimized for a mission. To understand the PC-12, you must understand the company that built it. Pilatus Aircraft was founded in 1939, initially to perform maintenance for the Swiss Air Force. Because Switzerland is a nation of mountains, every aircraft Pilatus designed had to possess mountain DNA, extraordinary climb rates, short field capability, and rugged reliability. In the late 1980s, Pilatus saw a gap in the market. There were small, fast turboprops like the TBM and large, expensive twin-engine workhorses like the Beechcraft King Air. There was nothing that combined the massive cabin of a King Air with the efficiency and simplicity of a single engine. Announced at the NBAA convention in 1989, the PC-12 was a clean-sheet design. This wasn't a modified piston plane. It was built from the ground up to be the most versatile pressurized single-engine turbine on Earth. When the first prototype flew in May 1991, the aviation world took notice. But it wasn't an easy road. The wings had to be redesigned with winglets to ensure it met performance guarantees. It finally received its Swiss and FAA certification in 1994,
and the rest is history. Today, over 2,000 units have been delivered. It has logged over 10 million flight hours. It isn't just a plane, it's a global infrastructure. It serves as an air ambulance in the Australian outback, a surveillance platform for the U.S. military, the U-28A Draco, and the ultimate family SUV for the wealthy. But why do people choose it? It comes down to a philosophy Pilatus calls the Pilatus class. It's a commitment to precision engineering where nothing is wasted. Every rivet, every line of code in the avionics, and every square inch of the cabin is optimized for a mission. If you want to put a PC-12 in your hangar, you need to understand the tiers of the market. Unlike many aircraft that depreciate rapidly, the PC-12 is famous for retaining its value. In fact, in some years, used PC-12s have sold for more than their original list price due to high demand and long factory wait lists. These are the original PC-12s, built between 1994 and 2008. The price, you can find early 1990s models starting around $2.0 million to $2.8 million. The trade-off, you're getting steam gauges or analog dials or early EFIS screens. The engines, PT6A67B, are less powerful than modern versions, and the gross weight is lower. However, for a buyer looking for the Swiss Army knife utility on a budget, these are legendary machines. Introduced in 2008, the NG changed everything. It brought the Honeywell Primus Apex glass cockpit and the more powerful PT6A67P engine. The price, depending on the year, 2008 to 2019, and total time, expect to pay between $3.5 million and $5.5 million. The value, the NG is the sweet spot of the market. It offers modern digital systems, high resale liquidity, and a significant jump in cruise speed, 280 knots. Debuting in 2020, the NGX is the pinnacle of the line. It features the PT6E67XP engine with electronic propeller and engine control, EPECS, essentially bringing jet-like engine management to a turboprop. The price, a brand new, typically equipped executive NGX, will cost you between $6.5 million and $7.5 million. The market reality, because Pilatus carefully controls production, wait times for a new NGX can be 12 to 24 months. This keeps the pre-owned NGX prices remarkably high, often within $500,000 of the new price.
To appreciate the PC-12, we have to look at the numbers. These aren't just stats, they are the reason this aircraft can perform missions that a $50 million Gulfstream cannot. Max cruise speed, 290 ktas, or 333 miles per hour for the NGX. While not as fast as a jet, it is incredibly efficient for trips under 600 miles. Maximum range, 1,803 nautical miles, with 4 passengers and reserves. You can fly from London to Istanbul or New York to Miami with ease. Service ceiling, 30,000 feet. This allows you to fly above most weather and the majority of general aviation traffic. Takeoff distance, 2,485 feet to clear a 50-foot obstacle. Landing distance, just 2,170 feet. Let's talk about that landing distance. Most light jets require 3,500 to 4,000 feet of paved runway. The PC-12 can drop into short, unpaved or grass strips that are closer to your actual destination. This is time mastery. If your destination is a remote lodge or a small-town factory, the PC-12 saves you the 2-hour drive from the nearest major airport. Payload. This is where the PC-12 dominates. It has a maximum payload of 2,236 pounds. In a full cargo configuration, that jumps even higher. You can carry 1,000 pounds of gear and still have full fuel. In a world of small planes, full seats or full fuel is a common compromise. In a PC-12, you usually don't have to choose. The wing.
The PC-12 features a large, high-aspect ratio wing with powerful flaps. This gives it incredibly stable handling at low speeds, essential for those short-field landings, while still allowing for efficient high-altitude cruise. If you ask a PC-12 owner what their favorite feature is, 90% will give you the same answer: the cargo door. Standard on every PC-12 is a massive aft cargo door that opens upward. This isn't just for luggage. You can fit a standard shipping pallet through this door using a forklift. You can fit a motorcycle, a jet ski, or 2 stretchers for a medevac mission. This door is the reason the PC-12 is the most versatile aircraft in history. It transforms from an executive suite to a freighter in less than 30 minutes. Have you ever had a hard landing in a commercial jet? You won't have that in a PC-12. The aircraft uses trailing link landing gear, which acts like a sophisticated suspension system. It walks over bumps and makes even a mediocre landing feel like a greaser. This ruggedness is what allows it to operate on gravel and dirt without damaging the airframe. Step inside and you'll forget you're in a turboprop. Pilatus partnered with BMW Group Design Works to create an interior that rivals the finest European luxury cars. The space. The cabin is 330 cubic feet. That is larger than a King Air 250 and nearly twice as large as a Cessna Citation Mustang jet. Comfort. You have seating for up to 9 passengers in a commuter layout or 6 to 8 in the executive club configuration. The seats in the NGX are completely redesigned. They now recline further and offer better lumbar support for those long 5-hour hauls. The lavatory. Unlike many small planes where the restroom is just a cushion under a seat, the PC-12 features a fully enclosed private flushing lavatory located between the cockpit and the main cabin. For the pilot, the PC-12 is a tech marvel. The NGX features Smart View synthetic vision, which gives the pilot a 3D view of the world even in thick clouds or pitch black darkness. In the NGX, you also get a digital auto throttle, the first of its kind in a single-engine turboprop. This reduces pilot workload and ensures the engine is always running at its most efficient setting, protecting your multi-million-dollar investment from accidental over-torquing.
Now let's get into the most important part of this guide, the money. You can afford to buy a jet, but can you afford to fly it? The PC-12's greatest competitive advantage isn't its door or its seats, it's its efficiency. Operating a single-engine turboprop is significantly cheaper than a twin-engine plane or a jet. You have one engine to maintain, one engine burning fuel, and a lower insurance profile because of the PC-12's stellar safety record. The 200-hour profile, the occasional flyer. For the owner who flies about 4 times a month or 200 hours per year, here is the breakdown. Total annual budget, approximately $377,923. The breakdown includes fuel, maintenance, hangar fees, insurance, and crew training. Cost per mile, based on an average real-world speed of 250 miles per hour, accounting for climb and descent, your cost per mile is approximately $7.55. The 400-hour profile, the business workhorse. Narrator, if you are a high-utilization user flying 400 hours per year, the economics become even more attractive. Because your fixed costs like insurance and hangar rent stay the same, you dilute them over more miles. Total annual budget, approximately $580,232. Cost per mile, your cost per mile drops to $5.79. Compare this to a small jet. A light jet will often cost you $12 to $18 per mile. Over the course of a year, the PC-12 can save a business owner hundreds of thousands of dollars in operating expenses while offering more cabin space and better mission flexibility. However, a word of caution for prospective buyers. These budgets do not include the acquisition cost, the $2 million to $7.5 million check you write to own the plane. Depreciation, although as we noted, the PC-12 has one of the lowest depreciation rates in the industry.
Cost of capital, the interest on your loan or the lost gains of not having that money in the market. But here is the secret: the Pratt & Whitney PT-6 engine. This engine is legendary. It has a mean time between failure rate that is statistically better than many twin-engine setups. It is so reliable that it has essentially made the "two engines are safer than one" argument moot. This reliability translates into lower insurance premiums and higher peace of mind. So, why should you buy a Pilatus PC-12 over a faster jet or a cheaper twin turboprop? It comes down to versatility and value. Resale value. If you buy a PC-12 today and take care of it, you're parking your money in one of the safest hard assets in aviation. While some jets lose 50% of their value in 5 years, the PC-12 often holds 80 to 90% or more. Access. The PC-12 gives you access to the world's secret airports. 90% of the world's airports are inaccessible to jets. The PC-12 doesn't care. Grass, gravel, or short pavement, it's all a runway to a Pilatus. The one-plane solution. Most people need 2 planes, a luxury jet for business trips and a rugged utility plane for the weekend. The PC-12 is both. It's a boardroom at 30,000 feet and a mountain climbing 4x4 on the ground. Single pilot capable. The PC-12 is certified for single pilot operation. If you are an owner pilot, this is the ultimate step-up aircraft. It is sophisticated enough to be a challenge, but forgiving enough to be a joy to fly. The Pilatus PC-12 isn't just an airplane, it's a statement of Swiss philosophy. It's the belief that you don't need to be the fastest if you are the most capable. It's the belief that efficiency is the ultimate luxury. Whether you are looking at a 20-year-old PC-12/45 or the latest NGX, you're buying into a legacy of precision. In a world where we are often told we have to compromise, the PC-12 stands as a reminder that sometimes you really can have it all. If you could take a PC-12 anywhere in the world tomorrow, where would your first landing be? A remote island? A mountain retreat? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this mastery guide helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Elite World for more deep dives into the world's most incredible machines. Until next time, clear skies and happy landings.